Alright, so now for something a little bit different. Since the uh, Timeless Rendezvous playthrough is actually going pretty smoothly and honestly pretty quickly, all things considered, I figured I would kind of do my split run concept that I was planning on doing during 74, 10 years after, but of course that was such a difficult game here. Let me just see about my volume just a tad here. Okay, I think it seems like it was just a little bit loud, but um, anyway, so yeah, this is Sonic 3D Blast, and you might have noticed on the title screen, it was labeled Director's Cut. So some years back, one of the original developers actually created this patch, which kind of brought it a little bit closer to, what they probably were intending to do at the time of release. So it basically added a whole bunch of extra little features. You get the level editor and things like that, and also adds some like small gameplay fixes and updates, and it also adds a password save system. So lots of nice little quality of life features. It may not be necessarily something if you only ever played the original, maybe a little bit. If you might not notice it so much then, but I think if you ever have the itch to play 3D Blast, I'll definitely recommend just getting the patch for this. Like I said, and some people might just end up sticking to the Sega Saturn. A lot of people would, I guess, call that the definitive version of the game anyway. But yeah, I didn't have the Sega Saturn. I just had Genesis, and I had this game. I played this a bunch as well. I kind of actually meant to do this way back when I did my Sonic 1, 2, and 3 runs like a few years ago now. But then it was when Cody recently did his 100 subscriber special as doing Sonic 1, I was like, you know what? I really kind of have the itch to play something Sonic again for the channel. So I'm like, well, I've already done 1, 2, and 3. Now I can also do CD as well, and I can do things like Mania, but I also kind of wanted to give a little bit of attention to the games like 3D Blast, which kind of sometimes get lost on the shuffle. So yeah, Knuckles here won't appear until you unlock that secret area and use the cannon to actually blast back to where he is. So these special stages are absurdly easy. And you might say like, oh yeah, it's an arrow beam, you could fall off probably, right? No, the game does not let you fall off. So, that is one thing. I've never played the Sega Saturn version, but I've watched, videos of the Sega Saturn version. They actually have, far more legitimate, yeah, see, I already have over 150 rings, but yeah, they have far more legitimate, special stages here, so. Yeah, really the main challenge just comes from finding where they're hidden. So yeah, you either do the ones you have to find Knuckles or Tails, and then yeah, it's basically that's all you got to do. It's just get to them with at least 50 rings. Of course, in the classic fashion, they end up taking all your rings. Okay, so that's one change right there. These enemies here. So in the vanilla version of the game, they're supposed to have a little spike ball that sort of orbits around them. So I guess that's one thing they took away. I'm not really sure why. That's kind of an interesting change, honestly. Alright, so then, yeah, you want to keep, if you have this orange shield, it's always far better than the blue shield. Because as you kind of saw, the orange shield has, you could kind of call it maybe a prototype of the homing attack, right? Alright, so then yeah, we can go down here. And then, yeah, obviously, as you can kind of see, the main gameplay mechanic here revolves around, you know, defeating enemies, and you have to collect the flickies. And, of course, the flickies are from the Sega game Flickies. So they, you know, we're just kind of having Sega blend together you know, different franchises here for gameplay mechanics. But yeah, as I can keep circling around in my head here, yeah, so the shields here, so we obviously have the blue shield, which is, you know, essentially works exactly like your blue shield from the classic games. And then you have this orange shield, which kind of amusingly enough makes the sound of a water shield when you collect it. But it also gives you that nice little homing attack. And then we'll see later there is also a flame shield. Was there a thing up here? Oh yeah, I think they kind of give you a continue. I'm not sure if that was something that was changed. I never really remembered what they were for. But it's kind of like, it becomes a puzzle mechanic in a way, because some of them you need to have so many flickies. Oh yeah, and here's one of the other updates. So they added like this pseudo map as well. But yeah, so you'd have to have so many flickies. Okay, so they just saved the spike orbiting that guy for the second level. I guess they just wanted to introduce the concept of the enemy before going full on with you know, their full attack. Yeah, I don't think there was anything here. Oh yeah, and I actually getting a chance to use my 6-button controller. See, and then there was a good example. Like, if I didn't have 3 flickies, I wouldn't have been able to reach that particular, you know, that particular Sonic icon there. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. You could sort of see at the bottom of the screen there. Oh, there's the last guy. But yeah, you could see that the flicky when I freed him from the badnik, that the icons started bouncing up and down. So that's another thing I think they added, was that just sort of as an indicator of any flicky that you have maybe freed, but you don't have necessarily following you at a given time. Alright, so I think Tails is down here. Oh, no, Knuckles is down here again. Okay. Yeah, alright. So again, yeah, and there's really not much variety to these. I think you also have one that has, you also have ones that are like a lava stage theme. But other than that, they're all pretty much the same basic thing, just some small variety in where they've placed these spike traps here, but again, it's pretty easy to avoid them. And again, you know, even before we get to the third round here, already have more rings than we need. Oh yeah, and I guess since I already got the Knuckles on that one, I think that was another thing they changed. Like, I think I would have been able to get another Emerald. So now I have to find Tails, because I've already found Knuckles. Alright, so this is kind of like a Kaizo trap here, because, like, since Knuckles takes all of your rings, have to be very careful about how you leave that little section there. And of course, you know, so it's 3D Blast, although you could say it's probably not true 3D since it's isometric, rather. Alright, and we got these enemies here, and now you might notice also that I think that's an invincibility. I'm not going to use that yet. I don't really need it. But yeah, you have different flicky colors, and that's not just for show. I mean, the different color flickies, they also have different behaviors. So, you know, they might, you know, depending on colors, like I think the red ones kind of bounce around more, the blue ones kind of just go in a circle, and there's like, I think, you know, the purple ones, the green ones, some of them will try to go towards Sonic, some of them will try to go the opposite direction. Alright, now you have to spin dash through this here. Yeah, so the spin dash is definitely a thing in this game, although it's nowhere near as universally useful as it is in the classic games. Oh, there's Tails. Hi. Of course, he's nicer. He's hanging out around a bunch of rings. Oh, okay, so we have this sky. I forgot, there is this other sky box. But yeah, like I said, there... Oh. Okay, so... Yes, I actually hit a spike trap. Somehow I think I always manage to hit that one just because it's a little bit... That one is probably one of the few, like, really awkwardly placed ones where it actually does trip you up if you're not really paying attention to what you're doing, as I seem to almost never do. But yeah, it's always, you know, 50, 100, 150. And then... Oh, it's another accelerator. So I guess I can only get one per stage. Maybe that was how they changed it. Alright. Yeah, so I guess one per course. Because, yeah, I mean, you... Oh, yeah. There's another good thing to recognize. For no real reason, yeah, even after you complete the bonus stage, if you happen to go stand next to them again, let us steal all your rings. I don't think there's any true benefit to that, so... Because I don't think you can actually replay it. I guess just for probably score and points purposes. Alright, let's see it. Okay, we got everyone over here. And yeah, those I'll always kind of point to, even if the Sonic game in question isn't necessarily the best made. Oh, see, here's one. Yeah, I need 4 because I cannot reach that. So let's oh, and there we go. There's another mechanic. And you can kind of see their different behaviors as I was quickly going to collect them. But yeah, if you take damage or if they happen to get hit by an enemy, you know, they'll stop following you. Alright, I have forgotten an enemy somewhere here. Now, where is that last pesky badnik? Well, let's grab the shield a while. Ah, there you are. See, and that can be part of the challenge sometimes, too, especially if it's been a while since you played, or maybe you've never played before, is just remembering exactly where all the badniks in each particular section of the level are located. Alright. Alright, we'll save. Save. You can get some rings and possibly get another extra life, you know. Fun and profit. And of course, yeah, so you see that there. You can actually use those to, that was good. Well, we have that other okay, well, I didn't mean to walk over it, but yeah, you can actually use that to traverse back to earlier parts of the stage. Now, sometimes, you know, that's basically just going to be for, you know, secret purposes, like if you need... Sometimes certain things don't necessarily become available unless you are able to go back. And we can kind of see the... you know, the fun things with collision detection in this game as well. Alright, is there anything else of interest? Well, this is a shield that we no longer need, but that's alright. Okay. So we got through Act 2, so yeah, I guess, yeah, you can, if you give those extra rings to, you know, Knuckles or Tails, you can increase your bonus points here. Alright, so boss battle time. I love this boss theme too. Pretty easy, this one, although the real challenge with these usually tends to come from the fact that the controls can be kind of janky. Okay, whoops, I missed that time. See, that's what I mean. I did always like that his canopies start showing damage as you battle him. Of course, they don't, you know, don't do 8 hits. That would be really tedious. Alright, well, we do that in about 18 minutes. We can probably try to see what we can do in Rusty Ruin here. Yes, the earlier levels kind of go by pretty quick. Okay, that's not one of the breakables. And these ones, yeah, we can't spin dash through those. There's a different, yeah, you have to use these here to bust through. Alright, and then you can, I forget, is this one of the ones I can spin dash through? Nope, okay. Yeah, see, I can't reach that Sonic icon, but yeah, the challenge that you have to worry about here is that A, Sonic's even more finicky to control. Yeah. You want to make sure you avoid those. Okay, I guess I didn't need to use that for yeah, I didn't need to use that for this particular section yet, but that's alright. Alright, let's get our... Get our 50 rings here. Okay, so yeah, this is what I have to do here. Alright, we gotta wait for this here. Then we can pirouette down the steps. And now we can bust through. Hey, how you doing? So now I should be able to get another emerald. Alright, collect 100 rings. Will I be able to do it? Who knows? Oh, I think I did. So... Oops. Well, that time I goofed up. But that's alright. We still have more than we need anyway. Oh yeah, and as I said earlier, I kind of glossed over very quickly, but I was able to use my good old 6-button controller again, which just feels right when you're playing a Sega game. Alrighty. And I'm not super duper worried about ring count necessarily. Now, I want to say one of these is breakable. No, I don't want to go there yet. Okay, not that one. Maybe it was this one. Nope, okay. I could have sworn it was one of those that I could break through. Let me see. Maybe it's one of these ones here. I know there are... No? Ah. Yeah, and the spin dash is kind of weird to use anyway. No. Okay. Alright, never mind. I know there are some around here, so... I'm not entirely crazy, I promise. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's just a ledge leading back down to the earlier part of the stage, so I would rather... Okay. Just to make sure it wasn't something they changed to only... using the tornado spin for. Okay. Alright, just an extra life inside there. That's... Okay, I think we're back down in the... Yeah, we're back down in the earlier part of the stage, so... Don't necessarily need to be there. Yeah, another one, I think you either need 4 or 5 to get that guy. Crab. That might have been a dummied out enemy that they brought back. Oh, alright, well there we go, he took damage. Yeah, so there we can really see the fun mechanic of how some of these flickies operate. Alright, there's our flame shield, which does happen to have that really fun flame shield sound effect when you collect it. Alright, let me see. Nope. Okay. Alright, there's a tornado platform around here that I need to use. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, how do we like this puzzle? Becomes a little bit more stressful if you don't necessarily have the, Okay. Yeah, still can't get through there with others, but, But it does allow us to unlock the way back up here, just in case. And then, yeah, it's another thing you'll notice as we progress. You know, in the... It used to be just one, or no, well, it used to be two, I should say. I don't know what I'm thinking about when I say one. But yeah, there used to be just two flicky gates you had to go through. Now, you know, we could have three. Alright, let me make sure. This one is definitely suspicious. Come on. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think that's just kind of like a weird shortcuts, but... I like, you know, investigating the secret passageways. Alright, there was nothing else of interest over here, I don't think. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need this. You know, I do have to use this tornado ability here. It does kind of make me think of, alright, well, there's the Wario Land 2 playthrough Cody is doing right now, where having some of the other abilities that you need to progress through puzzles in that game. Alright. So we got through Act 1. We're almost at... yeah, we're almost 28 minutes, so I think I will call it there. I will just use my save states here. I mean, I could remember the password, but, you know, just for, you know, simplicity's sake. Yeah, so next time we get to finish up Rusty Ruin, boss level, and we'll see how long things take. These levels do take a bit longer, just because, you know, you're having to navigate everywhere. But, yeah, so having fun again so far. It's, like I said, it's been a while since I played through this, and I kind of had, like I said, I had this back in mind because I really wanted to try out this director's cut version. So, alright, well, I will see you next time here with more Sonic fun, but the next video will be back to Mario Timeless Rendezvous, so later!